Hello again. Welcome back to the Zazoo Plazz Summer Series. It's August 9th, 2020. And I am Leslie Plazz, also known as Zazoo Plazz, from my book, The Audacious Adventures of Zazoo Plazz, Part-Time Superhero, Full-Time Mom. What a week we had here in Connecticut. We had a big hurricane come through this week that blew down a lot of trees. It was Storm Isaias. It knocked out our power for 3 days. Some people, parents, lost it for nearly 5 days. Some people might still not have power. We lost not only internet.
I hear it.
We lost not only internet, we lost all electricity. So we didn't have lights, no air conditioning, no power whatsoever. And it was hot. We ended up having to be resourceful and cook our food and use it up sparingly so it wouldn't go bad. We did throw some things out, but it was we spent a lot of time outside. You know, it's tough having a couple of teenage sons around the house with no Wi-Fi. It's tough just being, you know, doing work, doing our jobs. Many people found it to be a very trying week. And now we're back, and I am ever so grateful for the source of electricity, the source of all of our lives. Ever so grateful. And I'm sure that probably will wear off. Being human, we tend to go and take things for granted, but just the blessing of having, you know, having power. It's, and given that I live with 3 Boy Scouts, 2 Eagle Scouts, and 1 almost Eagle Scout, we were prepared. We had, you know, we had candles, we had grill, gas stove, so we could cook. It really could have been a lot worse. And we found this handy dandy little thing. It's an LL Bean, one of those radios. See? It's got a handy dandy little flashlight. See? And you know, you crank it up, and it works for a long time. See, you can have the radio, different kinds of entertainment. But I don't need it now, right? So I'm not going to waste it, because you never know when we might need it again. And I'm going to be more prepared next time. If there is a, probably not, but if there should be another occasion, I am ready. So that brings me to what I'm talking about today. You know, I thought this little radio made me think. It's kind of cool. You know, it's got its little antenna, and it's ready to receive, right? Signals. So this is kind of like all of us, isn't it? This represents our power, see? And in time of need, we can use our power to light the world up, see? Entertain. See where I'm going with this? So, we can inspire, we can entertain, because let's face it, you know, if you have food, and, you know, when we were sitting around, the biggest problem, I thought, was boredom, because I was disconnected from all of my social media, all of my work community. I missed a work meeting or two, and I just felt, you know, like I was losing my inspiration, my connection. And so this helped, actually, you know, be able to listen to the news, feel connected. And you know, of course we charged up our phones in the car, but didn't really do much good. So you know, when you're disconnected like that, you feel a little, you know, uncertain, right? And it was the worst feeling. You know, nobody knew when the power was going to go back on. We knew, you know, they were all week. Trees were being, you know, chopped up and cleared away, and we knew there was a big tree down the street, which had fallen on a wire, which was probably the reason why our whole area was out. Because this whole time, we've lived here 23 years, this is the first time we've lost power for more than, you know, a few minutes. Because our power cables are all underground. We have a fairly new house, late 90s. So therefore, we've never been tested like that since we've been here. So isn't that kind of like, it's kind of like us, isn't it? How we never know when our gift is going to be most useful if we've never been in a time of need, when it's been called for. So in the book, there's a chapter called Bright Lights. And I wanted to point out, if you have read the book or you're interested, that it seems to have been a little prophetic in a way, because there's a chapter in a story where I talk about being a baby, a week old, and there was a great blackout when my parents brought me home from the hospital, and how I slept through the whole thing. I was a week old. It was early November, and my parents didn't have a gas stove, and they were running around trying to heat up milk on my grandmother's gas stove and running back and forth and being afraid that I was going to wake up and, you know, cry. And so the lights probably were off 6-8 hours, and they said I didn't wake up the whole time until the lights flicked on, and then I woke up and took my bottle like nothing had happened. And nothing had happened. The lights just went out, which signaled me to go to sleep. Right? So in a way, you know, you can look at situations like this as you know, you can go and run around and give your energy, right? In ordinary times, you know, go around shining it at everybody, and we have power. You know, you don't need to do that. It's not, people aren't going to value exactly what you have to offer unless it's a time of great darkness. And then they want your light, your particular light, not that person's light or that person's light, but your light, your little handy-dandy little gadget that is just what is needed when there's no other options, right? They're going to turn and they're going to see your light shining, or mine, whoever. And it occurs to me that that's how you know you're on the right path. When you're using your gifts in a time of need. And it reminded me of here's a review, and I'm not really sure who left the review for Zazoo Plazz, but the gist of it was about a woman who's they said that Zazoo Plazz is a book about a woman who fears that she's given all. And a life well loved is a life well lived. And while I honor that the person meant to say that, you know, if someone is loving and giving of herself, you know, to family and so forth, and everyone loves her when she's gone, you know, then she's got nothing to worry about. But what I want to say to that, it's been bothering me, and I want to say, if you read the book, if you have read the book, you realize that what is bothering me is an indiscriminate use of my energy on just everybody and everything, in this desperate need that many women have to be loved, to be liked. And of course, oh, I did this for you, and you know, but the truth is, many of us don't feel appreciated when we indiscriminately give and give and give. In fact, what we feel is depleted, because what we're doing is we're going into a world where all the lights are on, and we're going, look at what I'm doing for you. You see that? They don't need that. People don't need you to constantly do things for them. What they need what people need is this. Hi. Zazoo Plazz here. I just wanted to say something about that, and now that I've said it, I can say good night. And I hope the lights are on where you are, and the power, and you realize your power, and that you know when it's time to wake up, shine. Good night, till next time. Zazoo Plazz, signing off.